Hi, this is Liz, CEO of Worth It. I'm here to give you a quick overview of the theory behind our Wellbeing Toolkit course, which is a toolkit to teach wellbeing to children and young people to help them flourish in your school or setting. So, what do we really mean by flourishing? So, here's the spectrum of mental health developed by Cambridge University. And what we have here is a population. So imagine that this is about the whole school population or the whole setting population. This isn't about an individual. So within your population, you have a number of children and young people with a diagnosable mental health disorder. This is around 1 in 6 at the moment. Because of the impact of the pandemic, that number has increased from 1 in 10 several years ago to 1 in 6. And it was 1 in 8 previous to the pandemic. So there is an increase of children with mental health disorders. Then we have a cohort of children and young people who are languishing. So they don't necessarily have a mental health problem, but they don't have any capacities or strategies for mental health either. We also then have the biggest group, which is moderate mental health. They're okay. They have some strategies to have mental health, but should a challenge or difficult situation happen, they're quite easily going to slip down here towards languishing and then into mental disorder. And then we have our smallest cohort, which is our flourishing pupils and students, which means that they're feeling good, functioning well day to day and overall. If you think of a class, does this reflect the dynamics of your class, or are more children in the languishing section and less in the moderate mental health section and less actually flourishing? So what we want to do with this course and with all our work here at Worth It is move all the children along this spectrum up towards flourishing. And the way we do that is we explicitly and implicitly teach them strategies and capacities for well-being based on positive psychology approaches. And we've created a whole course called the Wellbeing Toolkit course, which provides you with a whole range of evidence-based or wellbeing strategies and resources, so you can teach your own wellbeing lessons or develop your own wellbeing intervention and programs. So why do we need to develop wellbeing at school? Flourishing students have reported better academic achievements, higher self-control and less procrastination than those who are moderately mentally healthy or languishing. So what this is telling us that just being mentally healthy or okay isn't really going to help children to thrive at school as well as flourish in their well-being. So improving their ability to flourish and have good well-being actually helps them achieve better at school. Also, poor mental health can create a lot of barriers to learning. And the typical barriers to learning that you'll see for children who are in that moderate mental health, languishing, or even poor mental health bracket are poor social and emotional skills, inability to concentrate, low self-regard, poor attitudes to learning, a lack of self-belief, no persistence, or avoidant behaviour. So if you're experiencing these symptoms of poor mental health through presenting behaviours that you might be seeing in the classroom or in your pastoral work with children and young people, think a little bit deeper. And is it because they actually have poor mental health and poor well-being, which we can teach them to increase through strategies for well-being and positive mental health? So how we do that is through the search framework for wellbeing. So this is a framework to help children and young people to flourish. It's based on extensive academic research by Waters and Lowton, and it underpins all our courses and programs in our Wellbeing Academy and that we use as an organisation. I'll start with emotional management and work our way around. So coordinating and organising your wellbeing interventions or your wellbeing lessons or your wellbeing strategies in a framework like this can really help you share and teach these strategies to pupils, either in a program or in lessons, but then you'll know what areas to develop and work on and which areas they need help with. So we have emotional management, which is the ability to control your emotions and express them in healthy ways. Attention and awareness is about how you focus, what you choose to focus on, and can include things like metacognition around thinking about thinking. Then we have positive relationships, which is really a container for all of this and helps amplify the rest. But the ability to have positive relationships, connect and feel that you belong at school is essential for well-being. Coping and resilience and the ability to deal with challenges, stress and setbacks and be able to still maintain good levels of well-being is essential to stop children and young people dropping down into languishing and even poor mental health and mental health problems, and the ability to set habits and goals to keep your well-being levels up and to maintain and achieve at school. And also your strengths, which are your inherent character traits that are the good things about you, how you use your strengths to help you now and in future. So our Positive Mental Health Toolkit course teaches you several strategies, around 20 strategies for each of these, for overarching this whole search pathway. So you'll get downloadable tools and resources that you can print off and use with students in your work, children and young people. They're adaptable for different ages, so you can print these off and use them to support the children and young people you work with. And how you learn how to use them is through our online training platform, which I'll show you in a moment, and the process of training, which helps you to become aware of what the strategies are, explore and how you'll use those strategies through reflective practice and coaching questions that are integrated into our course, and apply them and think about how you're going to apply them in your work with children and young people.